and they said, y'all are one of the only people on your dad's hall that come see your dad. And there are people that put their loved ones in there and never go see them again. It was that way when I worked in the hospice home in Fayetteville as a chaplain. It hurt me and amazed me that it was that way. I heard an illustration. Let me look to see my time, all right? Heard a sad illustration years ago about a young family whose grandfather had come to live with them when he was old. He made messes at the table. He dropped food on himself. He dropped food in the floor. Sometimes he couldn't control himself, if you know what I mean. And this family was very disrespectful toward him. Finally, one day, the dad, the son-in-law, went out in his shop and made the dad a little trough for him to eat out of. It was basically a hog trough. A few days later, the dad was outside, and the son called the dad. He was about 8 years old. The son was in the shop, and he called his dad over, and he said, Dad, look what I'm building for you. And he said, what is it, son? He said, it's a trough so you can eat out of it when you get older. Listen, what goes around comes around. Take care of your parents when they're old. We honor our parents by showing them respect and honor at all times. I know that there are people sitting here. There are students and young people sitting here today. And you're saying, my dad doesn't deserve my respect and honor. You don't honor and respect them because they deserve it. You honor and respect them because that's what the Bible says to do. He says you do it because this is the right thing to do. And when you do, he said it will go well with you. I was taught to respect my parents, and I especially had to respect my mom when my dad was around. Because if I sassed my mom when my dad was around, I didn't have to deal with Mom. I could deal with Mom. Mama could whip, but she couldn't whip like Dad, all right? I mean, she just wasn't good at it. Dad was an expert at it. I want you to know that. And the worst whipping I ever got from my daddy, the preacher's kids, taught me how to cuss. And two of them made preachers later on. And I still know where they live. Had a friend in high school. He was raised by a military dad. They moved a lot, and they finally settled in our town. We were probably in the 9th grade, and he was bigger than most of us. He came to school one day, and he said he punched his old man the night before. And I couldn't imagine that. There were times when I wanted to punch my dad because I was angry at him. There were times if Dad had given me the opportunity, I could have shown him he was wrong, but he wouldn't even give me that chance to show him he was wrong. Because in his mind, he was always right. I loved my dad and I respected my dad, even though I felt like sometimes he was too hard on me and sometimes he was wrong. I never called my mom the old lady, and I never called my dad my old man because I respected them. I want to tell you something. Look at me. I've watched some of you teenagers, and you need to show your parents more respect than you are now. And you may think it's cool to be disrespectful, and you may think it's cool to be the way, look at me, to be the way you are. But one of these days, you're going to live to regret it. You're going to live to regret it. You need to show them honor and respect at all times. You need to learn to express your gratefulness to them. Listen to their advice and show them love. I heard Charles Stanley talk about this one time, and I didn't realize it because my children were young. He said when your parents get older, I mean, when we're growing up in our teenage years and we have questions about a car or a motorcycle or a tractor or something, We go to our dad and say, hey, how do you do this? How do you fix this? And they give us advice. They might give us advice about life. Hey, Dad, I'm looking at this old car. I want you to go look at it with me. Tell me what you think. But when we get older, we don't have to do that anymore. But if we do those things, they appreciate it. Ask their advice. Seek their counsel. Probably, more than likely, they're wiser than we are. Show them love. They owe us. They gave us life. Their blood flows in our veins. I couldn't finish this sermon without talking about being a step-parent. Something I never thought that I would be thrown into. At the time, there weren't any books about it. At the time that Becky and I became step-parents when we got married, there weren't any conferences about it. Becky and I, after we got married, we hadn't been married long, we went to a family life marriage conference. It was in Fayetteville, Arkansas. And none of what they were talking about applied to us whatsoever. And we went up to, I can't remember the guy's name, one of the ones over Family Life now. But it's out of Arkansas. But anyway, we went up to him, talked to him after one of the sessions and said, do y'all do anything for step-parents? And he said, no, there's nothing out there. Y'all need to write a book. We didn't have time to write a book. We had 6 kids, and some of them were still living at home, all right? And now the people who've written books on it are rich. We should have taken time to write a book, all right? Too late now. I'll tell you the one thing you need to know if you're a step-parent. 2 things. Number 1, you're not their daddy. You may be. They may look to you as their daddy, but if they have a daddy, you're still not their daddy. You're going to be a figure in their life of a dad. More than likely, you're going to be more of a provider to them than their dad is. And what you need is show up, be up for them, and most importantly, lead them to God. And don't give your advice unless they ask for it. And you'll look back on it one day, and you'll realize, and you will know that they love you. It may take 10 years. It may take 15. I don't know how long it'll take. You just be there for them. Look at me. If you can't do that, you ain't got no business marrying somebody else that's got kids. All right? My sister told a story, and I read it at my mom's funeral back in 2009. After my sister's first child was born, they found out they were expecting their second one pretty soon. And Linda, my sister, went to Mom and she said, Mom, I don't know if I can love another child as much as I love this first one, Andrea. Mom said, oh, baby, it's easy. She said, love doesn't divide, it multiplies. I want to tell you, people, we have a Heavenly Father who loved us when we were unlovable. And if you don't know Him as your personal Savior today, you can, because Jesus made a way for us to come to Him. I want you to bow your heads and close your eyes. Some of you young people today who haven't been listening to my sermon whatsoever, and one of these days I'm going to call you by name, embarrass you, and come get you and make you come sit right up here where I'm preaching, because I'm tired of it. And some of you are the ones that need to be hearing what I'm saying, and you hadn't been listening. And you're cruising down a road, and one of these days, God's going to knock the props out from under you, and you're going to be looking up saying, what do I do next? And some of you aren't very respectful to your parents. And one of these days, God's going to slap you upside the head for it. You need to understand, I told you, it's not cute, it's not funny, it's a sin. It's disrespectful. And you keep going down that road, you're not going to amount to much in life. You better decide today that you want to make some changes. Some of you dads today need to pray, and some of you dads need to man up. You need to quit being the slacker in your family and let mama do all the discipline. You need to man up and be a man so your children have somebody to look up to. We're going to sing a song. I got to preaching there at the end, didn't I? We're going to sing a song, and if you need to come to the altar and pray, you pray. If you need to be saved, I'll be standing down here, and I can tell you how to do that. Heavenly Father, speak to us in this time of invitation. I pray people will make choices that will honor you. In Jesus' name, amen. While we stand and sing what, brother?